All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former ECU Great Justin Hardy is here with us. Justin, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Hey, doing great, doing great. Coming off a decent sports weekend where you got your baseball, your UFL, the Masters. For me, I'm dying for some football. We got of course, spring ball going on, NFL draft in a couple weeks, and CFL season this summer, NFL later this fall. But I don't know. I need some football in my life, Justin.
Yeah, a lot of people say that football is a good thing, good sport that kind of brings everybody to one.
What do you? So again, we are about a week and a half away from the NFL draft. What do you remember about this time when you're going into the draft? And I'm sure you're hearing a lot of things. What to believe? What's nonsense? What were those weeks leading up to the draft like for you?
Oh, basically, it's pretty much, if I had workouts, private workouts for teams that were interested in me, we would do those. If I went to my top, I think it was 32 visit, teams bring in guys, that they think they're going to take. I had a couple of those. So it's really a lot of back and forth between workouts and other meetings that you have to do up until the draft.
Man, I really thought my Redskins were gonna take you. I think they took Jamison Crowder right before you got picked, if I'm not mistaken. But did you talk to Washington at all? Do you remember talking to them?
Nah, Washington wasn't on my list.
Ah, dang it! Another mistake we made. Who did you think might be taking you? Not named the Atlanta Falcons. Who did you have a lot of contact with?
Up until that point, it was contact with Carolina. Was one of those teams that was, they was in the mix. They was in the mix, I guess you can say. A lot of the NFC South teams were.
Okay,
Tampa was as well. Jacksonville as well. To say something, and Cincinnati.
okay. Did you grow up a fan of any team? Like who was your team before they became the Falcons?
Growing up, I watched a lot of Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers.
Okay, all right. Teams of kind of teams of the '90s, but always popular teams.
Correct.
Justin Hardy joining us. We'll talk more about your draft day next week when we talk some NFL draft. How about the big news out of college football this weekend? So Nico, the talented young quarterback at Tennessee, was already getting a bag. He wanted that bag to be filled a little bit more. Apparently, was holding out, not going to practice, and Tennessee said, "All right, you can go on and go find money elsewhere and play for somebody else." I mean, it's crazy to think you've been out of college 10+ years now, Justin, but it's really not that long ago. Can you believe this is happening now in college sports?
Man, not to this extent. That's kind of like professional status, if you say so. But like I said, they getting the money now, so I guess the business got to be the business.
Yeah. How long did it take you to realize like how big the business was in the NFL? I mean, you're doing your work, but you have an agent to take care of that kind of stuff. But did it shock you at all, or you kind of knew what you were getting into once you got into the league?
Nah, it was a big shocker. I didn't know it was like I didn't know it ran like that. In
Yeah,
college, everything was kind of like family based. Family ran. So going to the NFL was like strictly business, but it had some family ties to it as well. But early on, it taught me that it's a business first.
yeah, no doubt. About Justin, when you're at East Carolina, obviously there was no portal then, but players could transfer. Did you have anybody in your ear, your family's ear from other schools as you were piling up the numbers at ECU?
Nah, I was strictly ECU, power to my soul.
I know that. I just was wondering if people were trying to get you to go elsewhere, but you didn't really have
Nah,
those temptations.
like I said, the portal was a little bit different back then. Like the
Yeah,
transfer, a lot of things had to happen. I think head coach had to get fired, or whoever brought you in had to get fired, or you were losing your district transfer. So
yeah,
it'd be a waste of time.
right. Yeah, he didn't want to have to wait that extra
Right.
year. Justin Hardy joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Man, you wonder, Justin, like, well, I don't think it'll ever go back to the way it was, but I just wonder how will this all kind of settle down with the portal and the NIL, and we'll see if any moves are made or if it just continues to be wide open because it's crazy right now.
Yeah, it's gonna have to get some structure to it, I believe.
No doubt, no doubt. We're seeing a lot of coaches who have been in it forever step down. I mean, Nick Saban most prominently in football, and I think a lot of these guys are just like, man, this isn't what I signed up for. So
Right,
it's a tough game for these coaches out there now. Of course, they're getting paid handsomely too. Let's not pretend they're not.
right. Now you're right.
Justin, what else? What's going on in your world, man? Obviously gearing up for the CFL season, but what else you up to these days?
Man, that's it. I'm all in with training now. Training camp start a couple weeks actually.
Man,
So it's like making sure the conditioning and everything is right. Making sure I'm eating right correctly. Just getting ready to travel up.
yeah, where we're again. Tell us about your team, where you'll be staying once you head up to Canada.
Oh yeah, I play with the Ottawa Red Blacks. That's the capital of Canada. So it's a nice place. Very. It definitely gives South vibes.
Okay,
What I'm saying? People are nice, very friendly. It's a good place to be.
what's the weather difference from uh probably mild Atlanta May April versus Ottawa? Is there any heat up there, or is it like we think it's always cold up there?
I'm gonna say this. I think it was last year training camp. It snowed.
Is that are you cool
Train.
with that? You okay with that?
Nah, I mean it didn't last long. Like they were
Yeah,
going into summertime at that point, so it was in and out. But just the fact that training camp it snowed, like that was the first of ever going to training camp. That
man.
something like that. Usually hot, like very
Yeah,
hot.
that's wild. That's wild. Justin Hardy joining us courtesy of Social House Vodka. Saw John Gruden. He's been getting these boxes from different colleges. Justin, I don't know if you're aware of this. Saw he got one today from Tulane, but they give him all kinds of goodies, shirts and stuff like that. He got one from NC State, and it included some Social House vodka. So I don't know if our guy Kahadre had something to do with that, but he John Gruden got some Social House.
I definitely wouldn't doubt it.
Tell us about the J Rock limited edition, man. What can folks expect when they enjoy some Justin Hardy vodka?
Basically it's some smooth vodka. Something that's not gonna be too harsh. Something that it's gonna be smooth. It's vodka at the end of the day. Don't get it wrong, but it's gonna be a little bit smooth.
Good deal. Good deal. You can check that out. Socialhousevodka.com. We check in with Justin each and every week and excited about our training camp check ins we got coming up soon. But we'll talk some NFL draft with you next week and continue on. We appreciate you joining us, man.
I appreciate it. See you next week.